Hello again. Good to see you. This week and the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be reporting, if you like, on some of the stuff that I heard that was of particular interest at the European Petrochemical Association's annual meeting in Berlin in early October. It was good to see a lot of old friends there and make a few new ones. And always exciting to hear from viewers of these little videos. And thanks for all your comments, those of you who did mention that. Now, APCA, for those who go to this annual event, you will know that APCA always does a good job of getting some very high-profile speakers to come and talk during the business sessions. And I did try and encourage you to turn up to those business sessions in one of these videos a few weeks ago. If you did, certainly if you went to the opening session, you will have seen Paul Romer, who's a Nobel-winning economist, give his views on where the global economy is now and what needs to happen. Certainly, if we're going to meet the sustainability goals that we are beginning to set ourselves. He said, to start with, that economics is a measure of progress and a way of explaining whether that progress is good or not. And he also mentioned that if you measure progress by life expectancy, then it's clear that in many parts of the developed world, progress has stalled. And he seemed to put that down in his analysis, partly to the, let's call it a fashion in economics that came in really in the 1980s. Which said that government is a bad thing, really, and that for the market to work efficiently, you really needed as little government as possible. He also posed the question, how much are you prepared to pay today so that your grandchildren will have the life and the world that you want them to have? When you think about it, that's a pretty fundamental question for all of us. The world might end for us when we die, but our offspring and their offspring will carry on. What he said, in effect, was that if you leave the market alone to decide what corporations are going to do, they will do the things that are profitable. Now, some of those things will be profitable and will be beneficial to society. Some of them will be profitable but will be harmful to society and to people and to the environment. On the other hand, there are non-profitable things that they could be doing that would be beneficial to society or the environment or people. The things that are non-profitable and are harmful, you can forget about because they're not going to do those unless they're a byproduct. What his thesis is that there is a role for governments to play, or governments should play, in discouraging harmful but profitable ventures. And he mentioned how governments and supranational institutions had got together to outlaw CFCs, for instance, which were contributing to the issue of the ozone hole over the Antarctic, if you remember that. I mean, it's nearly healed up now, thanks partly to that intervention. But they also have a role in promoting beneficial operations that are not profitable. And they have done that, by funding research and development, by establishing academic institutions, in order to examine aspects of industry that are in themselves, at least now, not profitable, but that would be beneficial for us all. So that was an appeal, really, for us to say, well, what we want is a government that's firm enough, strong enough to say, no, you can't do that. It's bad for the world. Or here's some support, here's some funding. Now go and look at this instead. Now that sort of suggests to me a bit of a U-turn compared to what has become established economic thought. But then again, he has won a Nobel Prize, so some other people must think he's on a right track. What was heartening, I think, was that there were plenty of examples given during the APCA annual meeting of things that companies have been doing in the chemical sector that maybe are not, at least not yet, profitable, but are beneficial. And on the same business session, Tom Crotty, who was president of APCA for a number of years, described how his company, INEOS, were, for instance, looking at recycling yogurt pots back to virgin quality polystyrene. And making, a circular economy out of polystyrene. I will come back to circular economy a bit in the next video, I think. But for now, I'll leave you with Paul Romer's thoughts and look forward to seeing you next week.